Okay, so this is the sink I need to replace today. The waste's broken off the bottom. Hang on, if it focuses. There we go. So the waste is broken off. Now, in theory, I could just replace the waste connection, but see, we've got rust already here, and it's in fact, that trap looks like it's been changed before. But this sink's been in probably about 30 years now, I think, at least. Oh, shit. The stop cock's seized. I haven't got a gas torch to put on it, so what I'm going to do is just going to buy a new stopcock, and we'll have to turn the water off outside. So I'll do that and I'll come back in a moment. Okay, I've managed to get another stopcock, but unfortunately, by the looks of it, the pipe underneath where it comes in is a old Imperial pipe, and it goes off into metric. I couldn't actually get a stopcock for that, so what I'm thinking, I'm going to extend the hole up, cut the pipe, and just install it straight above it. I think that's going to be the easiest way. As soon as I need to turn the water off, what I'm going to do is just leave the tap running, run outside, stop the clock, turn it off, and by leaving the tap running, we can guarantee it's off. Cool. Right. Let's try and get the taps disconnected. Just turn the isolator off just to try and just trying to ease the water what's running out. There's going to be a little bit left in the pipe still. That's okay, as long as we don't flood the kitchen at the end of it. That is cold disconnected. Trying to get to this hot is going to be a slightly different problem. That was not very tight at all. Okay. Right, so with that off, that's the tap disconnected, and around the side we're going to have, I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. Yeah, let me give you a bit of light. Yeah, so we've got these clips on the side. This is what retains the sink, holds the sink in place. That's going to be a bit of a problem. The ones on the other side are behind this bit of wood, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get to that. Hopefully we might just be able to do a bit of a heavy hand work and get it out that way. Okay, that's all the ones I can see I can get access to. So we'll come back over onto this side, disconnect the traps, and hopefully, oh, there's only one trap holding it in at the moment, ain't it? And hopefully we should just be able to start lifting it out. Oh, that's fucking foul, that is. So it turns out there's actually clips under this piece of wood as well. So I'm guessing the sink went in when the unit top went in as well. It was probably mounted in the unit and then that was put on maybe. So I think I'm going to just have to try and brute force this out. Okay, so the plan is put the pry bar on it and hope for the best, I suppose. Now hopefully I think we're just going to have to go for it, you know. There we go. There we go. Yay! Fuck you. Excellent. That is the old sink out. Now I'm planning on reusing the same tap again, just to try and save a little bit of money. So what do we do? Just need to loosen this and that off. There you go. Go on. Go on. Go on, go on, go on. There we go. Tap out. Check that out. That is fecking foul. That one's not quite so bad. Can't actually see into the trap on that though. But that is minging. So let's just take that straight off and chuck it in the bin, eh? Ugh. Fucking minging. Absolutely grim that was, and just do the same with the other one. Oh, come on. There we go. All I can do is smell the fucking sewers now. Oh, that shouldn't move either. Why the fuck's that moving? Okay, so I've made the hole a bit bigger to give myself a little more room to work. I'll have to replace the back at some point. Hopefully, really hoping this will now be able to cut through. Come on. The trouble is, because the pipe's tight against the back. There we go. We're actually cutting it now. Did my slack took a bit away? Really don't understand why plumbers charge so much money. And I apologise to any plumber I've ever complained about how much he charged. We off? I think we are. Come on, out you go. There we go. And of course there's the water in the pipe. Hey, there we go. So, the plan is, hopefully, cut another bit of copper pipe, banging that on there, and hopefully make sure we got it the right way around, bang it on like that, and hopefully we'll be able to finesse a bit of pipe in there. But we'll see. Make sure the light goes in the right way. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, I might be in the way. I do apologise. So that can go there. That can go there. That can hopefully go on there. Okay, that all seems to be tightening down. Great. So, do you think this is going to leak? I know what the smart money's on. I'd say yes. Don't know how much the plumber's going to charge company. When I was looking for my spare parts, the isolator I've got is one with a valve built in. Like a... well, what do you call it? Bit you twist with your fingers rather than a screwdriver. That's your spare isolator I got when I done the bits in the greenhouse. Okay, apparently my camera stopped recording while I was turning the water on. But, to me, well, I can't see any leaks on that. And to prove the water's on, we will just slowly... Water is definitely back on. Touch. We have now got a stopcock what we can turn the water off with. So, generally speaking, is that open or is that closed? Well, that's closing it. So what we'll do is open it all the way up and then back it off half a turn or so. Okay, so the hole itself is actually going to be a little bit too small, I think. So I've had to go up a size. Now the depth or the width should be fine. What it's going to be is it's just going to be a little bit long. That goes in. That goes in. Yeah. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. But it's just a little, it's not much. Now here is the moment of truth. With that done, we can start actually connecting the sink up. So we've got one waste kit with an overflow on it, one waste kit without an overflow. Somewhere we've got the overflow. There we go. And there is the overflow. So let's put all of that stuff in, and then we also need to block the hole up on the sink. Somewhere we should have a thing to block the hole. And then we can put the tap on. Now I need to turn it over so tap goes this side, we're blocking this side. Right, I'm going to put the plug, I'm going to cover that hole now Otherwise, I suspect I'm going to put the tap on the wrong side without thinking about it. So let's go with that first. Right, now we can mastic it in. So what I'm going to do is just run a bead around this inside lid, and then we can snugly put it in. Yeah, there we go. Put the silicone around. There we go. And now we should put that in nicely. I hate silicone in tiny little things like this, really fiddly. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Right. So, what we need to do is thus. Let me angle this up a fraction so you can kind of see. I'm not sure how well you'll see what I'm doing here because my hand's probably going to be in the way. So, wait, stand. There's a hole around there somewhere. No jokes about not being able to find the hole, please. Okay, so now the waste can go in. Now, this has actually got a washer for the bottom and a small gasket for the top. I'm going to use the gasket, but I'm also going to silicone it. Again, I'd rather belt and brace these, to be fair. I'm sure some plumber somewhere or so will tell me I'm doing it wrong. Run a nice bead of silicone on the inside. Oh, shit, bit to clean up. So yeah, I'm just going to drop the gasket on, put a nice bit of silicone there. I'm going to drop this into the hole, in like that. Just give it a little push to seat it in. Line it up like that. Drop the waste nut in. I think that's what they're called. The nut what holds them both bits together. Again, if someone knows, please let me know. And I'm hoping, because I don't have a waste spanner, I'm hoping if I get a large flat head, I could still do a slightly larger one, to be fair, but I think we should make that work. Pretty tight. The silicone started squeezing out, what's nice. So just give that a quick wipe round. Once we're finished, I'll give the sink a proper clean out. Come in with some silicone. But there we go. And it's just going to be a case of doing the same thing again. So I'll take this gasket off, put a bead of silicone around there, put the gasket in, slap it through the hole, and then connect the bottom on. Okay, there we go. That, put the gasket in. Drop it in through the hole. Just give it a little squish in. There we go. There we go. I knew I had a bloody bigger screwdriver somewhere. So we can just wipe the excess away quickly. So that is both wastes in. Now we can start thinking about, oh, we need to put the tap in as well. We want it to come in, please. Should probably have silicone that before I start doing this, but too late for that now. It's not, but it is. Cool, and then we can drop that nut back on the top. Well, don't want to square the tap up, make sure it's pretty straight. It's a lot easier putting the tap in when the sink's out, ain't it? Spent bloody ages trying to put this in last time. When was it? A couple of years ago now for the tap. Oh dear, I need to give that tap a bit of a wipe over the thing as well. Bloody quickly. Any issue? So I've done it before I put it in, but I haven't got a single fit in to clean it, so. Cool. Now, that's all done. I just want to take this waste out, because this was actually moving a minute ago. Yeah, see, that shouldn't do that. There we go. Okay, well. Okay, now we can actually move on to fitting the sink in. Okay. Oh, I've got bits of silicone all over my fingers, and my fingers just keep slipping. got my here. Oh, damn it. I feel that leg. Let's put the washing bowl under there. Catch all the water what I'm going to drop. Cold tap goes away from your hot tap, tightens up. Right, that should be off, I think. To find out, we are going to find out. I don't see any leaks. I think we've fucking done it. Running water. We've only got running water. Of course, that is going to keep dripping on me now when I put the waste away, aren't I? Never mind. Running water is good. It's a hot, yeah, hot's running as well. Yeah. Cool. I suspect there's going to be a little bit of air in the line, what we'll have to work out, but we'll wait until the waste's in for that. Okay, so now we can put the P-traps in. Now, the original sink had 2 P-traps. I was reading that apparently you can get by with 1, but they're cheap, so I'm just going to stick 2 in, so it's going back in the same way it was. Now, obviously we need a bit of a fall, but the other thing what we got to remember is the hole through the wall is already there. So I need to make sure it all matches up with that, basically. But what I'll do is if I get both P-traps in quickly, they are adjustable, although I might need to shorten one of them down. Come off. Leave that one slapped off for the moment, just in case we need to adjust or twizzle around with the angle. Now, I think this one, because this sink's a little bit lower, what we're going to need to do is shorten down this bit here, as currently it would sit lower. What's not the end of the world, I suppose. Let's think about this. Yeah, I'm going to shorten it down quickly. Hang on. Okay. 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 So, got 2 P-traps. What I'm thinking is if we take this off that way, put a 45 on it, into a T, hopefully that'll angle down and all marry up nicely. Hopefully. I mean, we can always, could I raise this up just a little bit more actually? I suppose if we can, or can we lower this one down a bit more? Because if I can get both of these on, yes. Yeah, there we go. See if we can get both of those on there. Hopefully, what I'm thinking is run into a T and then 45 off that, 90 through the wall, and then tap onto the outside, hopefully. I have just checked the poll to see who would be interested in seeing me do this, and the majority of you actually seem to be interested. There's been 3 or 4 people who won't. To those 3 or 4 people, just don't watch this video, I guess. Okay, oh, move the knife, don't sit on that. Yeah, there we go. So I'm hoping by this going in here, that going in there, I think we're going to have to bring this off that way and then have a turn on it. But hopefully that will marry up nice. That should go into that. So what we're thinking is, what I'm thinking is, bang this in here, that in here, 45. I think that should work. Obviously before I go sticking anything in, before I stick anything in, I'll just dry fit it all. And then, yeah. So I'm just going to cut the last couple of bits quickly and we'll see how we go. Okay, so we've got the P-trap for the half sink, P-trap for the main. They go into a T, what comes round to the back into a 45, slight angle down into a 90, and then that will go through the wall. Obviously I need to put a straight bit on that 90 to go through the wall, and then I think we are on home straight. So I'll just strip that out and get it all glued up again, because you know, dry fit first just to make sure. Oh, God, it's tight. There we go. It's going to be fun to try and do once it's all glued up. There we go. So, what we'll do is, let me move you back slightly. So, what we do, nice glob of solvent. Get that pushed in. Same thing on this one. Get that one pushed in. Just give those a couple of minutes to set off. Do the same on the. Hang on. I'm going to leave the 45 off just for a moment, because I'll put that in once I've already put this back in. That way we can just guarantee that we get the right angle on it and stuff. So let's get this back in. Solvent should only take a couple of moments to bond. Oh, can't actually see what I'm doing. Forgot move the camera, sorry, not used to normally filming myself doing things like this. That one's on. That one, tighten up. What I'll do is just loosen this one off a fraction. And this on. Hopefully we can just. Cool. So this is going to be a bit of a quick operation. I'm going to bang the solvent in and get it on there nice and quick, whilst remembering to keep an angle on it. There we go. Now, what I'll do is, again, a bit of solvent in this elbow. I can go in, get a good seal. Now, I just want to cut probably about 1.5 foot, 45 centimetres maybe, to use real measurement. I'm only joking. Quite frankly, I use whichever's closest. About 35 centimetres, so a little over a foot. Am I going to be able to get those two into each other? So we'll see. Or am I going to be better on solving in the pipe on the outside and pushing it through the cavity and just hoping? Probably should have put the 45 onto this piece actually, then it would have been easier to get it on. Live and learn. Live and learn. I mean, worst case scenario, we can always disconnect it here and then re-go. We can always disconnect it from the P-traps, get this bit in, and then use the slack in the P-traps to get it in. Nice glob of solvent. Bang that in. Okay. Now, here's the moment of truth. In fact, the camera is about to stop recording, so I'm going to just stop it and then restart it so we don't miss anything. And for those, it's that bit I'm trying to get into now. So that's the bit to watch. Let's see if I can get you a better angle actually. Hopefully we can. There we go. You'll be able to watch my struggle in real time. Okay. So I'm gonna put that in. In fact, if we, let's just make it simple, eh? If we disconnect both P-traps, going to make it easy. Going to make it a bit easier. So we've got a 45 there. Oh, that's really lucky actually. I never solvented that bit in. That would have been fun to find. So let's just quickly actually put that in properly. Oh, just dribbled loads of water down myself. So we're going to want it on a slight angle, aren't we? Yeah, that should work. So now we'll just glue this bit, and then hopefully a bit more brute force and ignorance, my specialty. We'll get it all lined up. Okay, let's just put that on just to take some of the weight. Okay, so both P-traps are connected. Let's just make sure all these connections are done up nicely. Oh shit, sorry, not trying to beat you up, I promise. And now that should go straight outside. Okay, so the waste pipe's sticking out a little too far actually, but you know, I'd rather go too big than not big enough. So let's take it a little long again. That's okay. Never mind, we're nearly done now. Oh, look at that. Perfection. Well, maybe not, but as close as I'm getting. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to, this bit down the bottom, I'm not going to glue that in because it's loose. At some other point, probably when I do replace this tap, I'll dig that out and actually probably just put a straight drop on this, and then put an angle on to divert it into the drain. But yes, right, we'll just get this last connection in. And with that, we are done. Oh, I need to clean this drain, it's fucking rank. Let's just make sure there's no water. Doesn't appear to be leaking to me. We'll just try the half sink. Can't tell you how pleased I am to have this done finally. It's taken longer than I wanted to, but it's done. Get in there. I've got a load of tidying up to do now, but I won't make you watch that bit.